Good morning, Wairarapa. This is Anna Cardno with Wraparound Wairarapa, a radio show that comes to you every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m, where we talk to you about the services that are available out in the community and how you can access them. And today I'm lucky enough to have Rachel Clark with me. Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
Rachel works with us at the Wairarapa DHB as our Youth Oral Health Coordinator. And so we're going to be talking this morning about dental services, how people can get to them, and the key thing, the fact that dental services are free if you're up to age 18. So from birth to the age of 18, you get free dental care here in the Wairarapa, which is fantastic. But we do think that some people probably don't even know that that is available. So, Rachel, when we're born, our mothers and our parents, caregivers are advised about oral health for youth through the Community Dental Service Program. We hear a lot about that from our plunket, our midwives, all of the people that are caring for baby onwards. Then once we get to school, the Community Dental Service is really active in schools. We get a lot of information as a parent from teachers, and the kids are really used to going to the dental nurse.
Yeah.
Tell me about what happens when they get a bit older and they go to college and they have an opinion and they're kids and all of those things. Guiding them through dental care from year 9 onwards, which is the area that you work in. How does that work? How do the kids know that they can access the care, and where do they get it from?
So basically when they get to year 8, they're still being well managed by the Community Dental Service. So there's, the mobile units are going out to our outlying schools, or a lot of the children, the students, are coming at the community dental clinic on site at Masterton Intermediate School. So they're very used to this. There's lots of follow-up, there's lots of prompting. It's all well managed. The schools support that. They work closely with the Community Dental Service. But then what happens in year 8, when they come and have their annual visit, they're asked to complete a form, and that goes home to mum, dad, caregivers, and then that comes back to us, and they're asked to enrol with a private provider in the community. And so for us, that is all of our dental services, our dental providers across the Wairarapa, bar Grace. We no longer have Grace Dental providing that, but everybody else is a dental provider. And so then when they go to year 9, they're all set up to start going to that dental provider in the community. And I think this is where we need to emphasise that it's free until they're 18.
Until they're 18. So that's the big change, is that the primary school kids, the younger ones, up until year 8, they go to MIS and they go to the community dental service there, and they get very used to that. That's the big change, is that then they get to year 9, they're going off to college, to wherever they're going to, and it's from that point that they then go to a private provider. So they're going along to Lumino and all of, I know there's a raft of dental providers, so they go along from that point to those dental providers, dental practices, but they don't pay for it.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So we have Lumino, we have Masterton Dental, we have KB Wong's, those are our Masterton dental providers, and then we have Greytown Dental in Greytown, obviously, and then we have Park Road Dental and True Dentistry in Carterton. And I hope I haven't left anyone out.
It'd be awful if you have. I'm sure you haven't. And so the children from year 9, when they're at college, they go along to that provider. How often do they go? What does the free service entail for them?
So the form goes along at Christmas time at the end of year 8. So in December, those forms all go off. And then early in the year, they should expect to receive a phone call from that dental provider that they've enrolled with at the beginning of the year for an appointment. And that takes them a little while to work through that. And then they just book and they go along. And it's a transition process. So the whole thing is that they're going from a really intensively managed service with lots of prompting and follow-ups for caregivers to it being offered by the dental providers, but there's probably a bit less intensive follow-up around it. So if someone doesn't turn up, they do follow up, and then if they don't turn up again, they follow up, and then I get involved to try and find out where that gap is. But basically we need parents and caregivers to provide some support to that student going along for their annual assessment every year up until they turn 18. So that's 5 years of college, or actually if they're unemployed or they're at a youth employment or a youth training program, they're still entitled. It's not actually about college, it's actually just about the age.
So it is about the age. So if they leave school in I'm old school, I go back to forms, the old way. So even though I have kids and I should know very well. But if they leave at the end of, I think, year 11, they can leave, can't they, at 15? Yeah. So they leave at year 11 and they go off and they do an apprenticeship, or they stay at home, or they do whatever. They're still entitled until they're 18.
Entitled. So the entitlement for the free care is an annual assessment and any treatments that's required out of that standard treatment. So it doesn't cover orthodontic work, but it covers standard care. So an assessment, full assessment of the mouth, and I'm not a dentist and I'm not a dental therapist, but the usual stuff.
So fillings, yes. and
fillings, but not a clean, not braces.
Right.
Yeah. But fillings, yes, all that kind of thing. The other important thing to mention here is that at any age, whether it's even for an infant and there's some kind of injury that may affect their teeth right through childhood, and I've had this myself with a 11-year-old, they fall off a scooter or a bike or something, damage their teeth, right through to any age. Actually, you go to your dentist, you fill out an ACC form, even if there's not really apparent damage, because we don't quite know what might have happened under there. And then if something comes out a bit later, say a baby tooth's been affected or something that's related to an accident, then you're covered for all the treatment that's needed for that injury for life. So I have to say, I just have had a 21-year-old who now has 2 very beautiful front teeth, lost at the age of 11, courtesy of ACC. So, personal, strong recommendation, go to the dentist. It's a dentist that you go to for that, and complete an ACC form. Even if there's not an apparent injury, it's just good to have.
So I guess if you've banged your jaw, or you've had some sort of accident that you've for me it'd be falling off my horse, and you've got a big crack and there could be something down the track, then get an ACC form filled out. Yeah, that's good to know.
So what else do we want to say about the youth dental care? What we're trying to do is support them at the beginning to get along for that annual assessment and treatment, because they've got 5 years to kind of develop that relationship with their dentist. It's like going to your doctor. We develop a relationship with our doctor. We develop a relationship with our dentist.
And I suppose for youth it's more around, yes, the relationship is important, but many of our youth leave the area, don't they? They Wairarapa is a fantastic place to be, but sometimes our youth want to be elsewhere. They disappear, they go to university, they do those things. I suppose it's really around getting them into that good practice of looking after their teeth, because it is a key part. I know that when it comes to oral health, that has a really big impact on the rest of our health, doesn't it? So making sure that our teeth are good is going to help us in terms of staying well down the track and having good practice around our teeth.
It is actually, and I think many people don't realise that. There's more research around that now. It's the beginning of all our digestive processes, basically, and links into, like you say, the overall well-being. So it's really important. So it's building that habit. So the relationship's important if you're staying in the area, but it's also just getting into that habit of going for an annual checkup and getting that treatment so that we're keeping our teeth in the best place possible. And again, as a parent of young adults, I know that it can get a little bit gappy when they're at university or work, and they're just earning so much less money, and then when you have to pay for it, it's we know it's expensive. So
it is.
To get it all
done early.
Get it great.
So what would you say to the 17-year-old out there who's never really bothered about their teeth? What message do we need to give those people?
Get along now. It doesn't matter who you're enrolled with, when you were in year 9. If you have not been for a year, and this is any student across that 5-year period, if you haven't been for a year and you actually cannot think who your dentist is, it was probably means you haven't been for a little while, like quite a while maybe. So just go to any dentist, walk into any dentist in the district apart from Grace Dental, and enroll on the spot and make an appointment and be seen.
I'm just thinking now. My son is about to turn 17 on Saturday, and I can't recall when he was last. He goes to Lumina. I can't recall when he was last there. So I'll be going home tonight and giving him a firm reminder that it might be time to give them a call and make another appointment.
And all you have to do, if you've got a family dentist, and most people are going to that family dentist, it's likely that that's the dentist, and it's likely that you will have heard from them. But if somehow you've kind of fallen a bit off the program and you can't remember, well, try ringing the dentist that springs to mind first, because that could be them. And if they say, no, we don't have a record of you, look, just go to that dentist, or go to any dentist that's convenient, comfortable for you, and just get in and get an appointment. And so really it's good to start at about 17 and a half. If you haven't been for a little while and you're getting towards 17 and a half, you need to get in now, because you've got 6 months to get that assessment. And if you haven't been for a little while, there's probably some treatment, some work that needs to be done. So give the dentist time to get it done before you turn 18. That's what I would say. And I am actually working actively with the dentist on looking at lists to try and capture those people who are heading towards their 18th birthday, and I do personal follow-up around that and ring people.
That's a huge job. So you get in touch with people personally?
I ring people a lot and say, hi, it's Rachel, the Youth Oral Health Coordinator here. And,
well, they can't say that they haven't got an opportunity then to take it up, can they, if you're giving them a call directly?
Yeah. But we know that sometimes there's challenges for people in getting along. People have busy lives. There's maybe the thing that people are concerned they're having to pay for it, so be assured that it's free until age 18. Travel is a problem of people. We are in a really big rural district, so I encourage you to actually ring the dentist and make it work for you. Take everybody at the same time. Take yourself and your teenagers. Make a holiday appointment. Have
a dental party. Get a group along and have a teeth party.
Go with another teenager.
Yeah.
Because we know it's not. We want people to feel comfortable. So if having an appointment at the same time as another teenager or with a sibling or something makes you feel more comfortable, then do whatever works.
Do you know what our dentist hours are in terms of, do we have dental practices that are open in the weekends, say, and sort of late? I'm thinking about those kids that may have left school early, the year 11, left at year 11, and they're working on farms or forestry or whatever, and it's difficult to get actually into town by the 5 p.m.
I know some of our practices do offer later hours. Don't think we have any weekend opening off the top of my head, but some of our practices do have later opening hours to cater to that exactly, people coming in after work. So ring and find out. The receptionists are all fantastic. They do an amazing job. They want you to get in for your treatment as well. So just give them a bell and say, when was I last seen? When can I come? What's going to work? They want to make it work for you.
It's amazing the confidence that a healthy, set of teeth can give a child, isn't it? Those teenage years are pretty damn tough, aren't they? That whole adolescence thing, it's a scary time. I don't know how we all managed it, but we got through. But, there is it's a difficult time. And I think knowing that people can take care of their teeth for free has got to be a bonus, isn't it? Yeah, I feel that perhaps that message, I think cost is quite a debilitating factor when it comes to dentistry. For some reason, it feels like dental health is expensive, and I think that's probably top of mind for people. So knowing that we do have this service that is free for up to age 18, perhaps we need to promote that more than we do. I think schools are wonderful how, as health professionals, we can tap into their electronic newsletters and all the wonderful correspondence that they have with their parent group. And when kids are involved in that school body community, communication seems quite easy. But I do feel that we do lose people that slip through the gaps when it comes to healthcare, when they have left school early and they no longer have that sort of supportive body network communication stuff going on around them.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it can, if you haven't been, it can be an unfamiliar environment. So that's why it's like, make it work for you, take someone along with you, youth workers, pastor, whoever it is, you're able at year 9 or, certainly getting through to year 11, 12, 13, it doesn't need to be your parent that's going with you if you haven't been. Take a mate, take an advisor. What I wanted to say at the end was, I'm saying ring the dentist because they're the first port of call. Think of who your dentist is, ring them, or go and enrol at any dentist. If you really haven't been for a year or 2 years, it doesn't matter who you go to, just go. But if you really want help, all that people have to do is ring the community dental clinic, which is on the DHB website and in the listed in the phone book, because I can't remember the number off the top of my head.
So when you talk about numbers don't work so well on radio anyway. But you're right, it is on the DHB website. But when you're talking about the community dental service, you're talking about the mobile unit, the prefab rooms at MIS, at Marston Intermediate School.
I'm talking about our base at MIS.
At MIS,
Community Dental Clinic.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole service is offered from.
Yeah.
That's where the team lives, and then the buses go out from that. And that's where I work 1 day a week. So you can leave a message for me. It's Rachel. Just ask for the Youth Oral Health Coordinator. Leave a message, and I will get back to you because I track everybody over the years. So I do have a record of where people said they were going to enrol, and so I can remind people of that. But
fantastic.
I'm happy to help in whatever way I can.
And the key message really is just making sure that these children of ours, these wonderful youth in the Wairarapa, have free dental care right through until the age 18, make the most of what is available to them for free before we have to start shelling out and paying for it ourselves. Tell me, Rachel.
I'll just give you some figures. So we have about 650 students in year 9 across the district, and 30% of those do not make it to their free dental care. So that's 30%. My job. 30%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot that are missing out on that free care, isn't it?
That is a lot that are missing out, and that's I'm passionate about people getting along in any way they can, ringing me for help, ringing the dentists, realising that it's free, and just getting along.
Yeah, because when you think about that, 30% of what did you say, 650? That's over 200 kids that aren't getting dental care.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Now, tell me about the you mentioned before about the mobile buses. Mm-hmm. How does that work with the dental practices, the mobile buses, the mobile units that go out?
So
tell me about that.
Mobile units are all about the treatment that children get from primary school right through to intermediate. Mm-hmm. So the mobile buses is a way of offering the service to our outlying communities so that they actually get that treatment. So they go and sit at a school. Everybody knows this. They see them turn up. All the children kind of come through the buses. And then for the schools that are more central in Masterton, they come to the clinic.
To the clinic,
schools help to facilitate the students to get there during school hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so all our little schools like Piranoa and Martinborough, and they get their treatment on the buses when the wee dots up to intermediate.
Yeah.
So we are getting out there and getting dental care around the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's that thing, if you're in an outlying region, that's the thing about making it work. When are you going to go into town? What are you going into town for? Book that time with your... And I say be proactive, don't necessarily wait for the dental practice to ring you at the beginning of year 9. Once they're in year 9, if you know what dentist you nominated, you probably wrote it down somewhere, give them a bell and say, Jimmy is enrolled with your practice for his treatment now. I need to make the appointment time work for me. What can we do? Get in early.
Why not? Get that free dental care.
Yeah.
And if you fall over and whack your teeth and end up with, an issue there in your mouth, you can go and get that through ACC as well.
Yeah.
I know that we do, it's something we are looking at the DHB in terms of the affordability and access for dental health. At the moment, we have a project at the DHB where we're looking at being able to bring people in that haven't had dental care for a very long time, that are dealing with pain in the community, that cost may have been a factor for them not to access dental care, and looking at how we can serve that cohort of people in a sort of a one-off fashion just to get their mouth back. But I know that there are some really scary stories about there that are people that are out there, adults living in pain, not having their teeth managed. And I think the work that you and your colleagues are doing to support children up to the age of 18 just to get into that really good practice, that life skill, that practice of going to the dentist and prioritising your teeth and your oral health must be, it's got to be important. It's got to be a good way to cement that as best practice going forward as they get into their lives and grow to be adults and not expect that they have to live with tooth pain.
Absolutely. And even if teeth look okay, then they just need that annual once over by the dentist. So you may think that your child's teeth or your young person's teeth look okay, and no, it's okay, they don't really need to go, but they do. They need to go once a year, have that annual assessment, and then just even if treatment is minor, it's just helping to keep on top of it. It's all about keeping on top of it so that we don't end up for our young people in that situation where they've got that really insidious dental pain, because it's horrible and distracting and difficult to deal with, and impacts actually on you.
And not even just health, but that sort of emotional well-being and the confidence that people have, and being able to have that bright smile and not be hiding their mouth away because they're worried that their teeth are decayed or stained or whatever. Yeah. And it is important, isn't it, when right from birth, looking after teeth, looking after healthcare, brushing your teeth, right from sort of, well, I suppose first born in a way, looking after your gums, don't you, before you even develop teeth in a child.
Yes. So Lynette Field, who's the clinical manager of the community dental service, she runs a young babies workshop. People can enrol with the community dental service from about 4 months of age. I'm sure they won't mind if people come in a bit earlier, but you kind of got your life sorted.
Right from baby.
So right from baby they can enrol, and then they can come along, and Lynette has a chat with people about how to start to look after your baby's mouth even before those teeth come through. I think it would be great to have Lynette or someone else on, because I'm a nurse, that's my background, so I'm not an oral health therapist, I'm not a dentist, and I'm not an oral health promoter. My role is coordination and supporting everyone to get along. So we all know what the key messages are, but it would be great to have someone to come along and chat about babies and children and key messages.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll definitely drag Lynette along at some point, because I know she is a talker. She loves to be supporting people through that process about how we can look after baby and their teeth. And I know it's something we don't teeth, like we said a little earlier on the show this morning, teeth is something that tend to take the back seat, don't they? Like we don't necessarily think of them when we think of healthcare. It just doesn't fit somehow. But why, I have no idea, because you mentioned that that's the first part of the digestive process. So, if your teeth aren't right, then guaranteed the rest of you is not going to be as good as it could be either.
Much more work. They're a part of our overall well-being. Yeah, so let's look after them and get these young people in. So if you think maybe your young person hasn't been along for a while, have a chat to them. And I think it's that support. It's easy to think they're getting more independent with stuff, but there is a lot of stuff going on for adolescents. You know, they've started at school, life's busy, there's all sorts of social, sporting activities, lots of competing demands. So thinking about getting along to the dentist is probably not at the top of the list. So they still need mum and dad's support or caregivers' support, you know, or someone else, like I mentioned, from church or youth or something. Someone to support them to get along and start building that habit.
Building that habit of making...
that habit of coming, attending, having someone go to the appointment with them so that it's just so much easier and... comfortable.
And I suppose, you know, it goes on, it makes sense that if they've been going along, if we've had that good practice about our teeth and our oral health right from birth, when, you know, Lynette's support of new mums bringing their babies along and having those gums looked after. And if it becomes something right from birth that actually this is something that we do, the dentist stops being this big scary person in the white coat that, you know, why is it that dentists in horror movies, all those sorts of things, we have this... That's so long gone, isn't it? I mean, it's fun. It's fun going to the dentist.
It's a pain-free experience. I mean, I actually, you know, at whatever age I am, I've had a lot of work done to try and catch up, you know, because I'm conscious that my teeth need to last me for quite a bit longer yet, I'm hoping. And so I've worked really hard to get them into a really good space. And we know that there's probably going to be a little gap when they're in early adulthood. So let's get them into that habit now. And it's probably fair to say that all of my 3 young women who are 22 to 27 are now getting back into that habit of going to the dentist and realising that it's something they need to do. But there's probably a little gap there between 18 and 20. So.
A little gap. Well, the gap that we're interested in...
Anywhere.
No gaps. Bridge the gap. So, but the one we're interested in right now with you, talking with you today, Rachel, is around that sort of around 12 years of age, that year 9 through to 18 years of age.
Age 18, 18th birthday.
Yeah, 18th birthday, the free care stops. So the key is make sure you're seen before then. Yeah. I remember being little, going to those, going to the school dental nurse, and it was fun. There was little angels that they made out of little white, I can't remember, I just know that there were mobiles and there was a lot of fun stuff around. As we get a bit older, we tend to sort of back off and forget things. The key message today is, before your 18th birthday, make sure you've had your free dental care, go to a dentist and enrol. And if anybody has any questions and needs to know how to do that, they can either call their local dentist, whoever's closest to them, or they can look on the Wairarapa DHB website and they can get in touch with the community oral health service, dental service. Can.
Hey, and on that note, what I'd say is the government is paying for this for us. So I'd say, come on, guys, let's use it up.
Absolutely.
Use it up. It's free money getting dished out. Let's use it up.
Yeah.
By going to the dentist.
And, you know, as a young person, as an adolescent, that, you know, pretty tricky age group, you know, age 12 to 18, there's a lot of stuff going on. Who wouldn't want to have the best smile that they can to help get them through that, right? Yeah. That's probably key. It's free. Go get it. Have great teeth, do what you can, and then keep up that really good practice throughout the rest of your life, because that's important too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you very much for being with us today, Rachel.
Thank you, Anna.